man. It's great to see you. It's great to hook back up. We interviewed some years back, so it's great to reconvene. Thanks for reaching out.
Yeah, thank you, Joe, for the invitation.
Yeah.
I'm excited to talk with you today.
Yeah, it's great.
And
So I want to begin our conversation before we get into Jobim and the brand new album with Geoffrey and all just the beauty of putting this album out and covering his music. You know, how did you get through COVID? That 4-year period was quite a thing for musicians. How did you ultimately get through the pandemic period, and how did it change the way that you approach music now?
yeah, so the pandemic, it was a big change in my life because first I used to live in Brooklyn, near the Prospect Park, and I moved out of the city. Now I'm living in New Jersey, in Secaucus. It's a town on the Hackensack River, and so I'm out of New York City, even though I'm really close. But it gave me another perspective and it's a little bit more quiet here. So it's great for to practice to write music, and it was great also to have that time off the craziness of New York City. But I'm going to New York every week to perform or to teach. I've created the New York Harmonica School, so I'm always back in the city to work. And so that was a big thing for me because I arrived in New York 2007. I used to live in nearby in the Paris suburb. So I haven't moved out of New York since for like I mean since 2007. So and I got married too. So that was what happened. That I met my wife, and then so that's why also I moved out. It was the what happened. So she took me out of Brooklyn, and so yeah, that was a big change. And during the pandemic, so I had all my gigs, all my concerts um, canceled, and but luckily I still have had a lot of students, and also I've created uh, an online music school called My Harmonica Studio, where I created over 700 lessons, video lessons for the chromatic harmonica. So I was busy also doing that, recording videos and teaching online. And so this time also was an opportunity to listen to music and to really to practice, to go deeper into jazz, to study, learn new tunes. So it was in a way a good period. And at some point I was a little bit in a loop, living in New York and going to the doing my gigs and teaching, and then so I had a little moment during COVID where I could explore other things in life than always being in this hamster wheel.
So talk to me a little bit about hooking up with Geoffrey Keezer to do Jobim's World. How did this album come about? How did it all come together?
Yes, so we started working on this album with my producer Daniel Yvonnick back in April 2023, and really wanted to do an album completely different from the previous one, which was entitled "Listen," also on Sunnyside Records. It's I don't know if you are familiar with this album. It's a quintet and even sextet. There is a one track where I invited Jeremy Pelt to play on Seven Step to Heaven. So this album with Jeremy Pelt and Bill Stewart, Dana Stephens, Kevin Hayes, Clovis Nicola, was really into more into jazz, into bebop, and I had some of my tunes as well, some a couple of standards. So I wanted to do something really different from this album, and and maybe take more risk in a way, being in a duo situation, and also explore a new repertoire, the music of Jobim, which is quite interesting, and he has such an amazing songs. He's one of the greatest composer ever. He wrote like over 400 tunes. So there was a period of going through his repertoire and choosing the songs for the album. And really, I thought about Geoffrey right away, because even though I haven't met him before, but I was really familiar with his work, and I've been a big fan. I mean, from the 90s, from his collaboration in the 90s to more recently, like he really he recorded and played with all the greats in jazz, like Hank Jones, Chick Corea. He did a lot of piano duets, also with Errol Melbourne, and of course he recorded. He was in the band. He was part of the Jazz Messengers, Art Farmer, etc., etc. So for me, he's a jazz legend, and he's an incredible guy. Like, also, it was really easy to work with him, and he really jumped into the project right away when I met him. Because it was a risk, because we met the day before. There was a big risk that maybe our like our personalities or musical taste or something will not click, it will not work. So, but it did. Like, I'm glad it was a great. We had a great rehearsal just the day before, like a couple of hours, and then next day we were in the studio recording all day long at Octavan Studio in Uptown, in New York, near the Bronx. So yes, it was really into the project, and we are going to play some gigs. I'm working on a tour for 2025.
Yeah. So ultimately, at the end of the day, what do you hope the listener gets from this album?
So every time I listen to the first track, Triste, just the first note, it just puts you in a mood. It's just, I think it's beautiful. I don't say that because it's my album, and but I just listen to I think that's the sound of the sound of the recording. I had the opportunity to work with Ryan Straber at Octavan Studios, and he did an incredible sound. Also, it was mixed and mastered by Walter Fischbacher, and it just put you in spirit, in special mood. Just fill your heart with happiness and contentment. I think it's a beautiful recording, and I think people will feel that. It's just it gives you a lot of emotions, good emotions, and there are so many of my favorite. It's difficult to find a favorite track in the album, because I think they have a whole something special. But I will say that I like Dans mon île, which is, we can translate that easily with In My Island. It's sung by a French song written by Henry Salvador, and I think I love this track. Yeah, it's very smooth record. So you have to just sit in your couch with a glass of bourbon or anything you want, favorite drink, and just after a long day, you can remove your shoes and just chill and you listen to the music and relax. Quoi.
That's perfect. So if anyone out there wants to pick up this album in the right format physically or get a hold of it or find out about the tour, where's the best place to go?
So you can go to yvonnickprene.com, Yvonnick Prene, YVONNICKPRENE, and you can order the album there. I can sign it. You can look at the calendar also, and yes, a lot of news and
Yeah,
video to listen to watch.
absolutely. Well, I've been a big fan of your work for a while. I'm looking forward to profiling this on the show. Jobim's just a wonderland to begin with. So your interpretation and spin's wonderful. So thank you, sir. Thank you for your time. Keep
Thank you,
making
Joe.
the great music.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.